Welcome to Agency Masters. I'm Robb, and this podcast is where I share the strategies, systems, and insights I've gained from selling my own agency and helping over 20,000 digital agencies grow and do the same. My hope is that the content here is valuable to you along your journey and that you share, review, and enjoy. My name is Robb. Welcome as the very first episode of this podcast. I'm very, very excited to have you here as a potential listener and hopefully a subscriber as well. My name is Robb. I've spelled my first name with two B's. Been around in the technology and software space, in the local marketing and agency context for a little while. I just celebrated my 10th year in business for myself, which is fantastic. And so I just wanted to create this intro podcast session, and I'll probably do a handful of these just to give you sort of like some quick TLDR sort of reasons why you might want to subscribe. Because I've got a ton of value to bring and deliver to you. And it's my very first podcast, as you can probably tell. But I've got an incredible network of folks that I want to share things with. I personally have learned a ton over the past 10 years in business and life. And I'm a super big advocate of sharing what you learn in order to help more people and further help yourself. So now I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I've got some really, really awesome guests lined up that I've actually already shot some cool podcasts with, and I will continue to do so. So look for those to launch very soon. But firstly, let's cover first things first. Who the heck am I? Or why should you even care about this podcast? It's a really legit question. Everybody's busy. Time is our most precious resource. So let's jump right into that. I've had two distinct career paths. One was terrible, and I basically went down in flames. My first handful of business attempts, because I had no systems in my business. And so on the business front, I've learned a ton about what kind of leverage you can get from systems and how to use them for good so that you can have more time, more freedom, and more money in your life, which results in what most people do as entrepreneurs once they become successful. Most people typically help other folks out. So, that leads to and lends to helping more people. It's usually an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be. But it's usually like an entrepreneur has figured out how to use a system to gain more leverage in their life, so they can make more money, have more freedom, and create more time in their lives. So for me, I'm a family man. I've got 3 young kids, beautiful wife. I love spending time with them. It's like my favorite thing to do. We love traveling. We love going to the beach. And so for me, once I figured out how to get the leverage from systems in my business, that allowed me to help more clients and customers, hire more people inside my business. So job creation, make more impact for my clients and customers. And that eventually led me into some other really cool projects that I'll give you details on down the road, okay, in further episodes. But it literally changed my life, going from I would say like a money for time kind of guy. Like I was really, I used to be very committed to working hard. That was what I sort of hung my hat on. I'm honest. I'll be super honest with you guys. I'm very honest about this online. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I've done better than most because I figured out through a ton of trial and error, and finally through the help of some mentors, I figured out how to get more leverage through systems. Okay. And so that leverage has catapulted me in ways that I could never do by myself. Could never hire enough people to do what I've been able to do without the systems. So I got detached from that sort of like trap of exchanging time for money. And once you achieve that, you naturally, of course, you have to be like a good person to achieve most of this. But let's just assume that everybody who can figure out and leverage the system is a good person, because that's most people in the world. But if you're a good person, you want to actually help your clients and customers. In business, leverage is a very, very, very good thing. It's probably the best thing that you can get. And systems are the easiest ways. Using systems is the easiest way to get leverage quickly and have it stick around for a very long time. Okay. So it literally changed my life. The businesses that I had before that went down in flames, just burned and crashed to the ground. And I'll probably spend an entire podcast episode explaining the differences in the two types of businesses. So the unsuccessful ones had a very clear don't have list. And the businesses that I've run that have done well required very little of my time. We've had a ton of leverage. We helped so many more customers and clients, more than I ever could before, using older or outdated models. And those two things are not mutually exclusive to the hard work. So like I worked hard on both of them, but I just don't have to because I've got so much upside and very little downside with the leverage systems that I've got nowadays. So just anybody who sort of either wants to take advantage of that, so that might be you, or has already found the benefits of taking advantage of that. And those are the types of people that I will mostly be interviewing on this show. So I'll certainly share the things that I've learned, and my team has been a big part of that. And so I'll probably have my team on here and there just to sort of explain it better than I ever could. Because again, I'm not the brightest dude in the world. I've just sort of figured a few things out along the way. And then I will come in and bring interviews from friends and acquaintances, and even people that I have yet to meet who sort of share that same passion around getting more time, more money, more freedom, so that you can go out and live a better life for yourself. Your employees can live a better life, and your customers and clients can benefit from it too. Okay. So it's got a great ripple effect once you sort of figure out how to get more leverage using systems in your life. And lastly on it, I just think that there's a lot of people who are entrepreneurs that use it for their everyday lives. So for things like the supercomputer in your head, it's called the brain. We're humans. We have the supercomputer in our brain. Neuroscience is a huge system, and your body is a huge system as well. So, I'll probably have some folks on that talk about those kinds of systems. Like, I don't care how much money you have in the world, but if your systems in your head and in your body are broken, you're not going to be a very effective human in life. You're not going to enjoy life. You're not going to inspire others to have, to have good lives either. In general, if you don't have your health, you don't have much in life. That's my belief. So we'll cover topics based on that too. And again, I don't know everything in the world. I will certainly bring in experts who know a lot more than me about it. But I also have some personal stuff to share, some challenges, and some of them I've been able to overcome, and I figured some things out. Some of them I'm still working on, and I'm sure in the future it'll be something that I'll continue to have to learn about and work on. And I'll hope that you guys will follow along in that journey. So it won't all be about business, but since that's sort of like my main interest, the system mindset is specifically to get freedom from the time for money trap. That's basically the premise of why I'm starting this podcast. So most of the topics will be around that. I will certainly be curious and look to learn things that about solutions that I don't know about as much as the solutions that I do know about, because I'm curious. I want to learn alongside with you. And I just figured, hey, why not share this with the world? It's really fun. The handful of interviews I have done, I've had a blast on. So I really look forward to staying consistent and doing this for a very long time. So if you have any input on topics you'd like covered, people you'd like interviewed, things you want to learn about systems, mindset, business, health, please let me know, and I will do my best. So that about wraps it up for this introductory podcast. I just kind of wanted to give you a sort of a quick snapshot of what you might be able to benefit from this podcast. And I am funding this podcast completely myself. So there won't be a ton of advertising, if any at all. And so I'm really just looking to deliver value to you guys. And if you want to learn more from me, we'll continue to put those sorts of things in the content and on the podcast as well. So if you want to learn more about this stuff and you want to drill down into one topic, perhaps we'll have places that you can learn from and do that all in one sitting. And so I look forward to having you as a member of our community. We will we'll begin announcing when the podcasts are released and when we can get the community aspect of this podcast going. So look for that in the show notes below each video, or you could probably just Google it after the podcast is launched. So I look forward to having you. Please like, subscribe, drop me some feedback, some comments on what you want to see, and I will do my best to go out there and cover it for you. So thank you very much. I look forward to our very first episode, and here we go.